Sunday Night Rant is here on this lockdown weekend. Sydney, lockdown. Brisbane, lockdown. Melbourne's not locked down. They're out in the streets, but a lot of them are still carrying the scars of 180 days of lockdown. And ladies and gentlemen, he's back. He's back. My cousin Vlad is back today. He's not in the studio with me because of social distancing and making sure we're sticking to all the rules. Man, the audience is coming on. Sarah, Alex, Sean, and Mo, Marcus, good to see you. Everyone's so happy to see you. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn. We're on Periscope. We're on YouTube. Hey, my cousin Vlad.
How are you, Tommy?
How are you?
I'm good, bro. I mean, you can tell the people we're not in the studio, but we've got the same paint color in this thing. So if you want to be real, let them know that I'm just next door in the bathroom.
Well, I've got to say to you, that's a great start. Guys and girls, it's a good start. Look at that. He's observed
within 5K. We're within 5Ks. Well, within 5Ks, I wore a mask. You wore a mask.
I like that. Mate,
it's the same thing.
It's so good to see you, mate, because, listen, I've been thinking about you a lot. Vlad, I've been thinking about you, and this is week 5 in the lockdown, right? I'm just curious, how you been coping with this time around? Like, do you feel like you were prepared from the one last year?
Bro, I got to be honest, this one's kind of buckled me a little bit more because last year I wasn't pretending, you know what I mean? Now I'm actually pretending to have to work. Last year I could still go to the office. Now I'm not allowed without 5K, so the missus knows exactly what I'm doing. So every time I'm on the phone, she knows that I'm just talking to my mate Bob or Yoff Chair or something. She knows I'm not talking to clients because I'm not allowed to go out to list. So it's harder this year. That's all I got to say. So getting out and pretending to work is something I'm not used to, bro. I'm used to wrapping, stitching, plugging, you know, Tom. Like we've done this 6 times. So it is tougher this time now with ScoMo in the helicopter now, looking over my area.
Now, listen, Vlad, I want to make sure there's a lot of people that are picking up your one-liners, you know, but I want to make sure, Vlad, your internet access is pretty stable there. What are you using? Are you using your normal internet?
It's a dial-up. It's a dial-up. Like a 1998 version Toyota Cressida dial-up. It took about 9 minutes to get online. Is it all right, Bart?
Yeah, it comes and goes. Can I just ask the audience there, is the sound coming across pretty good? I hear a bit of a crackling here or there. Is the sound? Just tell me.
It might be this. It might be this.
It might be that. You want to try without and see what.
So if I just all right, let me try without, but I'm gonna hear you then.
Take that out. Now I can't hear anything. Listen, sound is good. Just go back to normal. That's fine.
I'm back, bro.
Okay, sound is good, loud and clear. New Zealand. There's some guy here. Look, I'm looking at these comments. Some guy, I don't know whether he doesn't know what he doesn't realize how good you are in our industry, but he's saying what's with the glasses at night, mate. Grow up, he says.
No, I can't get bigger. I'm 6'3", 100 kilos. I mean, firstly. Okay, looking after my eye, slammed him. I'm looking after my eye health. I've got different tints looking out of the world perspective. I mean, what's he doing? Sitting at home watching Survivor? I wouldn't be. I'm on Tom Panos.
You've just hammered him. You've just destroyed.
What's his name? Is his name John?
Oh, John with the 4. Hey, listen.
It's probably him, bro.
Mate, how's he coping at the moment with this lockdown? Have you got any info on this guy?
I do have some info. He delivered a chicken pad thai to my house the other day, but Uber Eats. But he he left it at the mailbox. He didn't want to come up to the front balcony because he knew that I was waiting for it because I'm watching on my phone. I'm tracking it when it's coming. I seen a Ford turn up. I'm looking out of the blinds, and then I saw some guy drop it in the letterbox, and it said delivered. So I had to go on a Easter egg hunt looking for my chicken pad thai, and I realized the little photo of him, John. I knew his head straight away, bro. So, I mean, look, to be honest, he's still surviving, bro. He's out there on Uber Eats now. And he'll be back in real estate as soon as the lockdowns are up. 100%. Door knocking my listings.
Mate, can I ask you, lockdown, what have you been doing? Like, you wake up, what's the plan? What happens?
So I wake up, Tom, I got to go out. I got to exercise. You got to get the mind stabilized for the day. And for everyone that's listening there, John with the Ford included, you need to listen to this because you've got a gut, and that's not a good thing. Go out there, exercise like you, Tom, 45 minutes. I've seen you dripping, sweating. You're like a biohazard around that bay run every morning when you do those videos.
I've done it.
I mean, carry a towel. That's all I'm saying.
During the run.
You need something, a squeegee or a chamois or something.
Hey, so listen, I mean, you do your exercise. What do you do? What sort of exercise you do?
I just run, lick rivers, and go swimming in the oceans. I just keep it very natural, Tom. I'm not into group exercises, bro. I don't need some guy that's less shredded than me yelling at me to be shredded. Like, it's like hypocrisy.
Well said. Well said. Would you pay a fat guy to train you, right? Would you pay a fat guy?
No chance. No, my mate Fat George is not training me. You know what I mean? He's watching me for inspiration. Like, I've got a photo of Arnold Schwarzenegger on my wall.
What about
I look at that,
Vlad? That reminds me of what about some of these real estate coaches and trainers that have never listed or sold at a house, telling people what to do?
Look, Tom, that's like me teaching LeBron James how to play basketball. It doesn't work, bro. Like, you got to be in the game. And then if you can't do it, teach it. And I mean, you and I are both teaching it at the moment, but we can still wrap it. So exceptions to the rule, you and I.
Correct.
Would you say
that? 100%.
Exception to the rule. So if anything, we like people too much to compete with them. We want to teach them. So it's philanthropy that me and you're in.
That's it. Because you're either a giver or a taker.
Yeah, exactly. We're like the Buddha or Jesus or something, giving bread, fish out on a mountain. That's what we're doing.
Oh, mate.
For a fee, but for a fee.
What do you think
for a small cost?
What? Correct. Why do you think this guy's been back here 6-7 times? Because he takes the difficult and he simplifies it. Are you still ripped? I can't see from there. Are you still ripped with what's going on? Are you shredded?
Look, Tom, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I've thrown a few kilos on. The reason is both my knees gave way. I slipped over a rock. I buckled my knees, and then my wife's bringing Scotch fingers at home every night. Messina ice creams. I put a couple of kgs on, but I've brought them back. I'm 10% away from where I was, so I'll be back soon. It's a slight slip, bro. I'm used to listing 10 a month. I'm listing 8. Let's put it that way.
I've got a few questions here. Con Pappas is asking, ask Vlad, does he prefer pork or beef savapi? What's he going on about there?
I mean, none of that's going to help me rap. Tom, it's just he's eating this guy. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, let's move on. What's with the glasses this evening, sir? And one guy here, Greg Kolowoski has said, get your sleazy sunnies off, pal, and show your eyes.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. Next one. We got Kia ora. How's the Honda Jazz going? From Con Pappas, another Greek.
The only jazz I have is a music collection of jazz that my grandfather passed down to me, bro. You won't see me dead in a Honda Jazz. It doesn't work. It's not strategy. Rule number 1, what is it, Tom?
Rule number 1, no, tell me.
Yeah, Audi.
That's it. Listen, mate, I was going to ask
Simple.
you, when's the next upgrade of a car?
Look, I was thinking about getting a Tesla, and I saw your car, and I thought to myself, why not be stressed out all day? Like, why not get notifications while I'm driving, while I'm sleeping, while I'm eating? And then that was the answer to my question, because I don't want to be stressed out all day, and I don't want to drive a mobile phone around. So I stick with Vorsprung Deutsch technique, Audi. And it's not going to be an upgrade until ScoMo lets me out of my house. Maybe then.
What do you do in the day now? Like, you got the kids, you got the what are you doing there? Like, I mean,
bro, you got to be productive, Tom. You got to be productive. I still meet up with my clients. People go, "How are you meeting up with people? You're not allowed. You're not allowed." I'm essential.
You can't list face to face, right?
Yeah, but think about it. Use the law to your side. I'm like a litigious lawyer out here. I meet my clients at Bunnings.
Wow.
Think about it, bro. I text them very like innuendo stuff. All right, Con, let's just say Con, we'll give some attention to the guy that's dissing me with a Honda Jazz. Con, I know the 2-bedroom unit we saw 6 months ago. You want to list it. Do you need any paint from Bunnings at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning? Because I do. And he'll write, yes, I do need paint. And then the next thing, Kingsgrove Bunnings. And he goes, exactly. And then I'm walking down with a trolley with an exclusive listing on the top of it. He's walking down with a biro, pen. And as we walk past, we're both looking at the aisles as a quick signature. Keep going, bro. It's a wrap.
Wow. Mate, you lost listing presentations at the property, but you've intelligently been able to, and you're not breaking any laws, right?
It's all above board, Tom. The other thing I was going to do was work for Bunnings, but then I thought I'd reduce my kind of profile out in the street. If you see me in a green jumper walking around scanning people with a QR, I was going to work at the scan out, and as they walk through, slide the exclusive underneath the paint, and he signs it then. But I thought that's a little bit too undercover. Just think, bro. You can survive. Trust me. If you just use your brain a little bit in these tough times, you can still.
I've got all these people. Everyone's saying here, but Vlad, there's digital signatures these days. There's digital DocuSign and things like that. What do you say to that?
What, bro? I need to get people face to face. They got to know who I am. There's bots around the world replying to people's messages online. People can't trust it. You see me walk down suited and booted Tuesday morning. There might be a little bit of jam still on my mouth from the sandwich that I was eating in the morning. It's very real. And then you go, there he is, the man I can trust. Sign it. I'm not sending it for a robot to sign it. I'm still paranoid, bro. Old school. I got to keep it paperwork. Deal with real papers and stuff here. I want to see it.
I love it.
What about if I sent it to him and his disgruntled son signed it?
Yeah. No, you got a point, and that's why you're one of the best in the industry, and have been for how many years has it been now, Vlad?
It's over 10 years now, Tom. So I've aged a little bit, but aged gracefully. I'm like George Clooney out here.
Mate, I've got to say, you look exceptional for a guy that's been writing those numbers. But I'm just curious, like to the guys and girls that are watching here, I'm just curious, mate. What are you doing about private? You're not doing opens, right? Because it's illegal. We know that you can't do opens, mate. What are you doing with inspections?
Look, bro. The main thing that I find hard is people turning up to properties. Because nowadays, everything you can just text people on the phone. They text you back, I'll see you at 6 o'clock. And then Gladys B. Ridiculian, she's going to get on a group chat. And then she changes people's minds at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They cancel. Sometimes I'm standing at the front of a property like a security guard till 7 p.m. at night time, and people just don't turn up. That's one of the problems.
Mate, there's a few people asking, mate, what sort of money does this guy write? What's his GCI? What do I say? I
don't know what you're talking about, GCI. What is that?
Okay.
GTI, I used to have a Volkswagen GTI. But I sold that. I sold that for 28 grand. I bought it for 47. So it wasn't a big loss after 3 years of having it.
Well said,
Yeah.
mate. So you any good winning words, scripts, dialogues of late? What do you
Look, Tom, I'm going to be honest.
What's working for you in this market?
I'm going to tell you what. I can't tell you the best dialogue, but I can tell you the worst one that I've had. And incidentally, it was from one of your videos. So
Right.
I'm watching your videos because I love your content. You're yelling at the camera. The odd time you might spit at the camera. I mean, you just did accidentally. It doesn't really matter. It's for effect.
Yes,
I get it.
I know.
I get it. It's like passion with a P. You know what I mean? So I watched the video and you gave a script and you go, Mr. Vendor, it's Tom Panos from XY Real Estate. How are you? And you're yelling, right? Now I go,
yes,
that's a good script to get back into the door. So I called a couple of vendors and I said it verbatim. Hello, Mr. Vendor. It's Tom Panos from XY Real Estate. And they went, who? And I said it again. It's Tom Panos from XY Real Estate. They hung up the phone, bro. What a script. I wouldn't give that. You're charging people for the gym, this, that. You're giving them a script that people hung up. 17 people hung up on me. They go, I don't even know who you are. And I've been chasing them for years, Tom.
So these were to your pipeline?
To the pipeline of 5 to 10 years, I gave them verbatim. I thought this is a script that's been cast in fire. Hi, it's Tom Panos from XY Real Estate. A lot of people go, I never heard of you. Hung up the phone. Don't call again. And I'm like,
okay. So I think
unbelievable. I would work on that if I was you before I upload it to the gym again. Just work it.
I just want to let you know, whenever I provide any content, I am making the assumption that an individual goes off and processes it and uses it in their own context with actually their own name, in fact, right? And I'm metaphorically using these scripts so you can actually use that as an example in your language with your Listen, brand, Tom, and your name.
Tom, you're getting up there. Listen, salespeople don't have that level of thinking. All right. Now you're starting to get deep. That's for people that think a lot. Salespeople, they just want one word. Hello, this is Tom Panos from XY Real Estate, and it works. Okay. Now, if you're saying now you're getting cryptic on me, and I don't understand it, but you're going to me, use your philosophy, use your names, this, that, then you've got to go insert name there in brackets. And then even then some salespeople will go, hi, it's insert name. How are you?
Right.
So just be clear. That's all I'm saying, because some of the guys from my office, I heard them say your name as well. It's Tom Panos. There was like 6 Tom Panoses calling the same vendor in my office.
So you're telling me you have people in your office that haven't got the ability to work out that for themselves, that they're supposed to insert their name in. Tom,
it's a stressful time. It's a stressful time. We don't need cryptic messages, philosophies going around in circles, this, that. Just use your name in there. Put your name in there. Keep it simple. That's all I'm saying. If you need any help with the gym, tell Susan to call me in via Zoom. We can edit this, that. We'll make it. It'll be perfect, bro. Like a kid's book, you can read it.
Love it. Thank you. Grateful. Can I ask you, have you had a chance to watch Lux Listings? It came out 2 weeks ago. I mean, a lot of people have watched it, because of the lockdown. You saw it?
I saw it, Tom. I've got to say, good show, bro. Like, I mean, it's good that they've put a light on Sydney and stuff like that, especially amazing houses. And honestly, like some of the houses, I thought to myself, it's not, the rationale doesn't work, or the architect was high on something, because one of the houses that one of these guys was selling had 6 bedrooms and 14 bathrooms. I couldn't work that out. I was like, how many bathrooms do you need?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, these are special homes. These are the best homes in Australia.
I know, but let's think about it. You're going to have a max out 10 people in the house. That's if you really like to pump the missus and have a big family. That's 10. What's the other 4 bathrooms for? For the Labradoodles.
Yeah.
It's for the dogs. That's what I worked out. The dog has its own bathroom in this show. That's why I thought it's a little bit unrealistic for me. I'm used to dealing with Vlad properties, villas, land, apartments, duplexes. The Vlad, I couldn't understand a house with 16 bathrooms like Westfield with a view of the city. It's just a bit unrealistic, Tom.
Okay,
that's all I was saying.
So the houses. I mean, it really showed Sydney in a great light. I think it's great production. I love to know what people thought of the show in the comments. We've got a lot of people on right now.
Tom, the acting was amazing. Tom, the acting was amazing. Honestly, if anything, I would say the people that were writing, that worked with the actors, that taught them how to speak, how to act, how to dress, the lingo. That was amazing. It was like almost you could win an ARIA for that or an Oscar. I don't know what the Australian version is. But these guys, they learned, and the girl, there was a chick in there, that phenomenal looking. She could act really good with her. How did they get that good for the show? Because it was almost like they got me in there. I was like, who trained them to act like real estate agents that good, you know? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they are agents. They are agents.
No.
They're actually agents in Sydney, Vlad. They're competitors. They're competitors of yours.
Tom, I looked them up on IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. All their names were in there. And that was the first time they've acted. So it was like that was their first show. But you can do it now. Get Susan, whoever, or your daughters or someone that's savvy on the internet quickly. Get IMDb up. You'll find a Gavin Rubinstein and that guy. There's an actor that chose to work with just buyers.
Yes.
Like even as an actor, I wouldn't work with a buyer.
Wow. Really?
Why choose that? Work with the vendor. That's where the cash is. But this guy goes, I just want to work with buyers. And to make Tom, what's his name?
Simon.
You're probably going to win the Oscar. 100%. You're standing in an auction. There's people yelling. There's an auctioneer with a gun. He's pointing his hand. He's using a newspaper, as you know, as a hammer. And he's standing there next to a little buyer, just weathering the storm. That's probably the best acting I've seen. And I've seen some good movies. Tintin Quarantino. I've seen some of the best movies with John Travolta. And still, I couldn't even hold myself to not stress out in that.
So what did you think of the agents in the show? They were good.
Look, the whole show was good. I just said it. Like everything: production, acting, props, cars, properties.
I know you don't work that area of Sydney, right? But I want to ask you straight. You don't work that area. If you did work that area of Sydney, right? Can I ask you? Like, can you see a show like that happening in your area?
Tom, I could see it easy because I work with just regular salt of the earth people. It's just, I told you, the Vlad properties, Vlad, villas, land, apartments, duplexes. That's what I'm specialized. Like your mate, Josh Teslaman. They got us. Tessalon. He sold 360 properties in 200 days. I don't even know how he does it. I can't even count that much.
No, it wasn't that much.
How much was it? It was a lot, bro.
200 properties in 6 months.
Okay. Well, hats off. If I had a hat, I'll take it off. I'll be Teslaman. You killed it. 0 to 200 in 6 months. That's as fast as your Tesla, by the way. That's why the names work.
You know,
and
Vlad, you know, I've had a Tesla now for 2 months. You know how the doors go up.
It's nothing. There's something wrong with it, probably.
No, what happened is I thought my daughter had pressed the button that had gone down. She got out of the car and I drove off straight and I hit a pillar on a wall and it ripped the door off.
I warned you about that car in 2019, Tom, when I walked past it and I seriously thought that it was a phone. I warned you. I go, this, you shouldn't, it's too much voltage, bro, for us humans. It'll shock you back into coherence. You need a regular car that it can have a problem. Just get an Audi, bro. That's my opinion. But look, yeah, if they're going to come and film me and they're going, Vlad, we want to see how you can wrap like a 2-bedroom unit, or how about a little 3-bedroom villa, or a little townhouse, or a property with a water view of the neighbor's pool. Regular side of the earth properties, that's my kind of category, bro. That's why I'm dressed like Donald Trump, a man of the people with a red tie.
Yeah, a few people have commented about the red tie, and I don't know whether they're being, like sometimes you can tell it's a caring comment, and sometimes you can tell they're being a bit smart about you wearing on a Sunday night wearing a tie and suited up. What would you say to the person that said that?
Oh, but people don't want to see you succeed, Tom. I mean, I'm out here in a vacant office at the moment. I'm here in a vacant office. I'm paying it forward. You know what I mean? Like I'm dressing for success. Even there's not a human in sight. There's not a human within 400 meters of me. I could be standing in the middle of a soccer field at the moment. That's pretty much the same. But paying it forward. People are watching the internet. One day they're going to give me their property to sell.
Can I say to you, at the moment, there's a lot of pain and suffering. Real estate's been able to keep going. I'm just curious, Vlad. These businesses in your area, are all the show? Is it like just a ghost town? Is it dead? Are these businesses? How are they surviving? What do you think about it? What do you think about Gladys?
Right, it's sad. Gladys Berejiklian, all I gotta say is that these politicians, it's the best time they've ever had. Okay, this is in political world. COVID is like booming real estate world. It's like what you went through for the last 6 months. You couldn't miss on a property. You could not turn up to an auction and it'll sell. But the politicians, They love it, bro. They turning up every day. Hello. There's 143 cases around, man. They love it because all the lights are on them. You know, Gladys Berejiklian, she's wearing Target shoes and she's got a little bob haircut like my auntie Lena, but she's the biggest thing in Australia at the moment.
Oh, you don't like you don't rate her dress?
Look, good luck to her, Tom. I'm just saying, the shutting down of the businesses, the little businesses, I'll tell you what it's done to me in a real estate focus, okay? I have to Zoom my clients now, okay? Because some of the people that are still on the market that haven't sold, we have to do this kind of Zoom thing. Now, these people have not seen a beautician for 6 weeks. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the Sydney reno, but things start to deflate after 6 weeks. I called my clients Joey and Zoe 2 days ago. Joey's eyebrows had completely connected in the middle. He looked like Agros from Cartoon Connection.
Wow.
He looked like Mal Meninga in 1992 in the Canberra Raiders. I go, Joey, what's going on? The eyebrows were completely connected. I go, Joey, what's going on? He goes, bro, I can't get to a beautician. Then his missus comes in to the frame. Yeah. Everything had deflated on her, lips, the head. It was because she hasn't seen a beautician. So with the deflation of everything comes the deflation of their motivations to sell. So they took the property off the market. So if she goes to the beautician, pumps it up, he goes, waxes it, gets a little black through his hair that's graying. The next thing you know, sign goes back up. Yeah. It's common knowledge, bro. Open up, Gladys, if you're listening, and you should be. Open up again, bro, because I'm losing properties non-stop, bro.
Mate, can I ask you, like, you had a heap of shows on. Melbourne, Wollongong, Sydney. Did I miss any? Brisbane? No.
Melbourne, Wollongong, Sydney, Canberra, Geelong.
Mate, I'm curious. What's on
Adelaide.
The horizon?
Bro, I'm just focusing on wrapping properties, but the podcast is going good. with my cousin Vlad. Look it up. Tom, you're my first guest, by the way. See, I want to point to you, but I've got to point the opposite way to point to you. Tom, you're my first guest on the live podcast, but I've done 49 episodes. That's going good. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So keep your eyes out that for another show that's going to be coming out based on my whole real estate career, like a series. So there's something in the works at the moment with some big studio heads, people out there trying to pay cash. There's a bidding war going on at the moment. So
there's a podcast on the App Store and anywhere you get your podcast.
This with my cousin Vlad. Yeah, you can't miss it.
Speaking of Horizon, Jeff Bezos went to space, I think last week or the week before.
Oh, I knew there's going to be a chance you're going to speak about this bloke, the guy that owns the Amazon.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He's rich. I think he's the richest in the world or second richest.
Well, if you own the biggest forest in the world, what would you be?
Correct, the richest, wouldn't I?
He's the richest. He owns the whole Amazon, and now he decides to go up into space in a huge rocket. I watched the video, and he came down in like this little kind of a thing like that, like a little knob. He came down in, but he flew up the rocket in a huge rocket like that.
Yeah,
like that shape. You know what that shape looks like, you know?
Yeah.
He flew up in that shape. Now he was up there.
Yeah.
The shape. He loves that shape. And he flew up, and then he came back to Earth in this. And one question is, you're worth $40 trillion. Where'd this part go? He left it up in space, Tom.
Man, one of your countrymen, Daniel Georgescu, one of the best soccer players. They won the grand finals I just noticed. He's saying
Melbourne, Sydney. Welcome, Melbourne City. Good on you, Danny G.
Do you know Danny?
Tom, I know Danny. He set me up. I went to watch a couple of games, and he just moved out of Melbourne City. Hey, g'day, Danny. What's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Thanks for the tickets.
You know your football.
I don't know my football. No. I don't know it. But Danny knows the strategies, and he goes, bro, come and watch a game, and this, that, and the other. And then we just went and watched the game. Or he wasn't there, which was interesting. He gave me tickets to Western Sydney, and he left to go and play Melbourne. So,
and they won the grand. They won the grand final.
Then they won the grand final.
Sydney, I mean, yeah.
That was a little bit. Who do you follow?
Now listen,
Tom?
you play golf, don't you?
Look, Tom, I play golf, and I watched your video of you playing golf. Are we getting is there a little bit of a delay here?
Driving range. There is a bit of a delay. There's a bit of a delay, but I can. Now we're back. Now I went to the driving range today. Some guy gave me a club, a 6-iron. I went to actually gone 2 days in a row, you know. Man, I don't know. I'm not 100% if it's for me, Vlad. Like I can just see, you know, it's a bit of a cult, you know. Why would you put socks on your clubs?
That is a very good question, Tom. And
why do they have socks on clubs? Explain that.
That's something that I would probably observe as well. That's the perception of that. You got the goat status, which is good. I've got the wolf status. We're both very perceptive people. But let's just think about it. The sock is to save the club from eroding from the natural atmospheres and stuff like that. Like putting a sock on your foot. Have you seen the people at Westfield down in Ulladulla when they walk around with no socks on? Have you seen the state of their heels?
Good point.
It's cracked up. It's a horrible look. But my missus has been wearing socks since 1985. Fantastic foot.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, listen. We're talking about. Vlad. We're talking about a sock on a piece of steel versus a sock on a human you know, part of a human body. Like, we don't put socks on. You don't put socks on your mirrors in your car, right? You don't put socks. Like, anyway, I mean,
I like it. It's actually
anyway, I'm gonna try a little bit.
It's very good. It's you observing that is probably something I can't really argue with. I don't even know why I put a sock on mine. It's a cold.
How much did you spend on your golf clubs?
I might maybe like 2.5, 3 grand or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, it's an absolute delight to have you back on. I mean, what beer you drinking?
There's one left, the Asahi. It's a Japanese beer. So, have you been watching the Olympics, Tom?
Yeah. Not a lot. I mean, I just seem to pick up the headlines. Not a lot. No, not a lot actually, but the occasional one. What about yourself?
Look, I think there should be a real estate Olympics in like 20, maybe 32 or something like that, where they can get someone like Josh Teslaman, who's listed 0 to 200. Like, we get just random people. Maybe the Olympics are in like Bulgaria or something like that. And you got to go in and speak to people that don't speak your own language, different cultures, and see if you can rap it. And then maybe we'll take the people from the Lux listings and we'll see if they can rap, like maybe in Hawaii, or can you rap in Kosovo? Can you rap in Russia?
Now listen, Colin Sampson.
Can you rap in Scotland? Can you rap in Scotland? We can't understand anyone even though they're speaking English. Can you rap there?
Yeah, I like that. Listen, Colin Sampson, socks or head covers protects the enamel or whatever finish is on the driver. Fairway woods hybrids and their shafts protected from banging around each other, or in the case of protecting shafts, the length of the sock covers keeps the iron heads from damaging the graphite shaft near where it joins the longer.
Stop, Tom, stop it. Who is this guy?
Colin Sampson.
Yeah, I see. Colin, you don't need to go on Google and then type in Y and then copy 17 lines and paste it into the comments, all right? If you're going to come up with it yourself. You went on, this guy's gone on some Wikipedia.
Okay, Colin, he's had a go at you.
Sorry, Colin, thanks a lot for copying and pasting that. But you just wasted 42 seconds of Tom's breath trying to explain it to me. I don't even hear anything.
Con Paps has just asked the question, does Vlad have tips on protecting his shaft? I think you don't have to answer that if you you don't have to answer that. I think that's a
I'll put a sock on it. I'll put a sock on it.
Okay, so listen, what's your feeling? How much more of a lockdown, if you have to have a guess, Vlad, how much more of a lockdown have we got in Sydney at least?
Well, I think ScoMo said another 4 weeks, or was it Be Ridiculous? And they said another 4 weeks. But then after that, I heard ScoMo out of a loudspeaker of a helicopter patrolling the local area. He goes, if you guys want to get out, you all better go and get vaccinated. Hurry up. 80% of you, and then we'll let you out. So that's what I've literally heard while I was jogging through the park. And I think it was ScoMo up there. It was either him or Rambo or someone with one of those things.
Who's Rambo?
Speaking out of the loudspeaker, the megaphone. Rambo, you don't know who Rambo is, bro? Sylvester Stallone. You know who Rambo is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. In the helicopter. John Rambo.
Mate. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna
another 6 weeks. I reckon 6 more weeks.
6 more weeks. 6 more weeks.
Yeah.
Listen, it was such a pleasure. It's so important during these times, Vlad, that we keep the industry motivated, inspired. A lot of people are suffering silently with stress. It was such a great idea today to come in and just give everyone a little bit of a jab of happiness. A lot of people are asking here about the jab for you as well. They're asking, does Vlad believe in vaccinated? Carl's asked, do you believe in vaccinated?
I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there for everyone because I'm not one of these conspiracy theorists. I'm not getting my advice off a taxi driver. I'm going for the vaccination in September, and be it as it may, whatever happens to me, if I drop dead, I don't really care, because I've listened to people that are researching it. My cousin Tom Che is telling me he's been working for the RTA up until now, and he's got better advice than the people that have been looking through those scopes their whole life at germs. Now,
Right.
I'm not listening to Tom Che, okay, because that's like me going to listen to the guy that makes your coffee wherever you live, and going, what do you think about the real estate market while you're in the building? So he goes, no, go and speak to Tom, man. The guy sold 6,000 properties. No. You, while you're making the Frappuccino, what do you reckon I should do? That's the same thing, bro.
Can I ask you, what are you doing about coffee at the moment? Cafes.
Drinking it, just drinking it. I don't change it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything else with that.
Right, but did you normally have coffee at home, or did you drink at a cafe?
No. I go to the cafe. I said it before. I'm the real estate agent. He's the barrister. He knows what to do with the coffee. He knows how to milk it. He can milk a nut. There's people out there that are getting milk out of a nut, an almond milk. Like, how do you get that? Like, I can't milk a nut. I can milk a buyer. Like, you know what I mean? Not literally. I'm not literally, you know what I mean? But milking them for cash, for extra offers.
All righty. Absolute pleasure having you. Guys and girls, for those of you that don't know my cousin Vlad, one of the outstanding operators in real estate, who also is a podcaster and does a fair bit of touring on shows whenever we don't have restrictions. But there's something big happening tomorrow, so please look out for it. Please look out for it.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. I appreciate the invite again. It's always a pleasure, and keep doing what you're doing. And to the people out there, thanks for following, liking, subscribing, whatever you do. Stay positive through this time, because we'll get through it. And 2 weeks after we get through it, you're going to have totally forgotten about it. So don't let it get you down too much. And one day at a time, bro, and we'll stitch this together. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Thanks a lot, guys and girls. Stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you next week. My cousin Vlad, thank you so much, Vlad. God bless.
Thanks, Tommy. Bless you, brother.